But now Blake Lively's team wants to know what this company found out. Hi, and welcome to Blossom Talk. I'm Sashti Flo, and here on my channel, I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood, working as an entertainment reporter, and a lot about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's legal drama. I already did one video today. I hope you watched that. If you didn't, I will link it below. I made a special video about the crazy bombshell new story that Daily Mail published last night about 6 employees who came forward and spoke about Blake Lively's former company Preserve and what they experienced working there. It is bananas. Yeah, so if you haven't watched that yet, you're in for a treat. It's so crazy. This never ends, and more skeletons are coming out of the closet of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds every single day. And yeah. Anyways, I wanted to start this episode with this really funny meme that someone made and posted on Reddit. Yesterday, Blake Lively announced she is also launching a mist that goes with her Blake Brown hair care line. And so if you don't like to wash your hair every day, you can spray some mist and smell like you are fresh all the time. That's the plan behind this product. And someone made fun of it here, saying that when he says you smell good, you don't have to make a federal case about it, but you will. Smear eau de perfume. People are very creative. I love this. It's so funny. Okay, so there's been a lot of filings lately, so many pages up and down. I mean, these lawyers are getting so rich. Just keep that in mind, that they want to keep on filing these things, because every time they do, they charge probably $100,000 to $200,000. So anyways, this is interesting. I didn't know about this, but one of the documents that was filed was from Blake Lively's lawyer, Ezra Hudson. He sent a letter to the judge saying that he wants the investigation that Wayfair is doing into Blake Lively's SH allegations from the set of It Ends With Us. He wants it to stop, and he also wants to see everything that they found. So the backstory here is that after Blake Lively filed that CRD complaint in California Rights Department, Civil Rights Department, Wayfair decided to investigate this and see if they could find anyone who could confirm any of Blake Lively's claims. So they started an investigation, interviewing witnesses, with doing that through a third-party company who they hired to do this, so that they wouldn't themselves have any influence in doing so. And they hired a highly respected company to do it. And Blake Lively did not want to participate in this investigation. She also turned down any investigation that the CRD complaint, after she filed that, they offered to investigate for her, and she declined that. So she doesn't want to take part in any of the investigation to find out if she actually has been a victim of SH. But now Blake Lively's team wants to know what this company found out about what happened on the set of It Ends With Us. And of course, this company has interviewed a lot of the staff members and everyone that was involved in the movie. And of course, these people wants to stay anonymous, because we know what could happen if their names get out there and what Blake and Ryan are capable of doing. And of course, they've been also probably promised that what they're saying is anonymous unless some of this evidence is going to get used in court. And that's what Blake Lively's team is really afraid of here. And they're saying that this investigation is biased because it's done by Wayfair, which is not really true. It's done by a third party. And then they're claiming that that third party is being biased as well. And they want them to stop the investigation, because they think that witnesses can turn, and whatever they think it can harm their case. I understand that they want to see what they found out, but of course they can't share that information. That would be terrible. That is not how these investigation companies work. As they're saying, this company that was hired, they're saying we can't do that. That's not how these workplace investigations work. Can you imagine if they're doing an investigation in your workplace and then the company who did it say, "Oh, now we're gonna just like officially publish what everyone told us"? That would be awful. So many people would lose their jobs. So many people would, be reprimanded and, maybe not get work again. So this is insane. So after this was filed or sent to the judge, a statement was released from Blake Lively's team saying that does anyone believe that Wayfair is genuinely investigating a film set workplace that no longer exists? Since Wayfair is now suddenly interested in conducting a workplace investigation, here's a reminder of some of the things Ms. Lively raised years ago, during the filming of the movie, all of which are alleged in her amended complaint. You have to keep in mind, Blake Lively did not file a complaint with SAG, her union. She did not file an HR complaint with Sony or Wayfarer. She just made a list out of all these things that she wanted Justin Baldoni to sign off on. And here it explains all those claims that Blake Lively made against Baldoni, that he, a week later, when he filed the countersuit, made sure that he had evidence of every single of these points that they didn't happen. All these things that she's been claiming about the birthing scene and the way he walked into her trailer, all these things that have been explained to us what really happened. They're still pointing out all these elements, saying that the boss, Mr. Baldoni, did all these things. So keep that in mind. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how Blake Lively's team want this investigation to stop. It's kind of supposed to help her in a sense. And they're saying, why didn't they do an investigation earlier? And that's because she didn't file a complaint earlier. She didn't file any official complaint. And the fact that actually Wayfair did this through a third-party company means that they were taking this seriously. Also, Rolling Stone did a story about how now, of course, there's more threats from Blake Lively's team, threatening with sanctions to Brian Friedman. They're saying that he was filing baseless claims in federal court, and they want him to get punished for that. Of course, we do remember a couple of weeks ago when it was revealed that Blake Lively's team used a sham lawsuit to get that subpoena. Of course, they don't mention that here, that that's an abuse of the legal system, but Brian Friedman is abusing the legal system here. In a statement to the Rolling Stone, Lively's attorney Ezra Hudson and Mike Gottlieb said, if you want to know why Justin Baldoni's lawyer pulled this latest inflammatory and defamatory media stunt, it might be because he knew that both he and his clients were about to be hit with sanctions motions based on his reckless decisions to file multiple frivolous claims in federal court. The lawyers added that you can't file a lawsuit in federal court that have no basis in law or fact to create a harassing media narrative. Or in other words, their strategy from day one. The Baldoni legal team received notice of their sanctionable behavior weeks ago, but doubled down rather than withdrawing their frivolous and harassing claims. Now they'll face the consequences of treating federal court like a media playground. So Lively here is actually wants sanctions in form of attorney's fees and costs. So she wants, I think, and that's what it means, that she wants them to pay her attorney's fee because this is costing her a lot. And of course, they're mentioning the Madison Square Garden thing, and that Brian Friedman suggested that he could depose Blake Lively in front of a live audience in Madison Square Garden and give all the money to victims of DV, which kind of was a little out of line. Funny, I do like his sense of humor here. But yeah, Blake Lively's team is panicking. In the meantime, she is out holding hands with Ryan Reynolds on date nights in New York. There is not one single night she's not out and about, smiling. I feel like the smile she puts on these dates, it's almost like you feel like she wakes up like that and she just walks around smiling like this weird fake smile all day long. I haven't seen one photo, one paparazzi photo of her not smiling lately. It's interesting how she's happier than ever when all of this is going on. And of course, they're calling the paparazzi every day. We know how that works. And she did get a little favor from People magazine. She was interviewed yesterday about her new mist. In People, they were only asking her questions about her mists. Like, it's quite a long interview. I'm feeling like if you're a journalist and someone asks you to interview Blake Lively in the middle of this crazy legal drama, and they're like, you can only talk about her mist, you're like, great, I love my job. And so here, the only thing that was interesting was at the end here, where the journalist, or the journalist is just called People here. What does your ask Blake Lively, what does your summer look like? What are you looking forward to? And she said, just some time off sounds so nice with my babies and my husband. I mean, it's always busy, but when the kids are in school, I miss them. I'm that parent who just genuinely really loves spending time with my kids. Well, it doesn't look like it because you do nothing else but being out and about, showing off. And the thing is, when Blake Lively goes out in all those different outfits, it doesn't take like 2 minutes for her to get ready and put some mascara on and some outfits. Everything is so planned, even the outfits, everything is planned, and it takes hours for her to get ready. I am sure of that. So that she loves so much to spend so much time with her kids when they're in school all day and she goes out every night. I don't know. I don't know any mother with 4 children who's more socially active than Blake Lively. And it says here, my husband too, we're like, I wonder if we can miss school today so we can spend time with them. We just really like them, which is important. If you have so many kids, you have to like them because they will drive you insane if you don't. And then she laughs. Who says that about their kids? You have to like your kids. Who doesn't like their kids? Just even saying something like that is like, of course, your kids can drive you nuts, but she's so, I mean, it's so weird to even say that you have to like your kids. Saying that actually some people don't. I mean, there are crazy people out there, but yeah. Anyways, I hope they paid for this product placement because this is just product placement. It's nothing else. For Blake Lively talking about her new mist. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Flawsome Talk. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.